that question.
Yeah.
But the cause the question that what is my interested in and what is my purpose of my life. So so I try to answer that the current job
Yeah, the current job, of
is
course.
really fit with my purpose or my interest and my gift. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So right now I have the same question, but
Yeah.
I yeah, day by day I try to clear about the question. I
Yeah.
in the final of any activity, I think I like to do something fun, or I like to help another people to grow. So with
Yeah.
my management position,
Yeah, of course.
yeah, I think I can help some people they grow in their work, and yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
I still have a question now. What's next? And I think if I have free time, I think I may do something in another job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course. So if you had time, you would do it. Yeah,
yeah,
actually, this one is, yeah. So it's something because, and what is the reason? I want to ask you, what do you think about, this may be like, I don't know, the situation that I don't know, the time that we feel like that we want to change and we want to do something else. Do you think we sometimes feel frustrated or I don't know, really tired of what we're doing and we feel like that we need to change or I don't know, we need to
yeah,
do something else? Or no, that is something normal. So why people, I want to ask you, why do you think people decide to change? Because of, actually, is something related to financial issues or no? Because they feel like that, okay, they maybe get stuck in a rat race.
yes, yes, yes.
So we,
Yeah, when about 10 years ago, when I was young, and again when after graduate from university, so I often I will often find it hard in my job. So yeah, I always to ask the question that what is my strength, and what is what I would what I could to do as I could move.
I could
Yeah,
do.
yeah. So yeah, right now it would be it right now it would be clear, more clear.
Yeah, of
So
course, you have a clear mind about it. So you
yeah,
know what you want to do. Of course, you know what you want to do. And of course, it's sometimes yeah, we feel like that, yeah, maybe we need a change, but it's something temporary, not
yeah,
permanent. Yeah. Well, actually, let me share the board. First of all, let's talk about some structures that are really useful, I think, structure. First of all, so you know the structures. I want to be sure that you remember the first one is used to, you know how to use them. Oh,
yeah.
that is
I
so cool. Yeah, of course. I have a girl before your class and she
yeah,
likes pink. So every
yeah,
time we have pink
yeah,
for your class. Yeah,
yeah,
okay. So she likes pink.
yeah,
Okay.
no
So
problem.
used to, yeah, of course. And second conditional. So you know that. So when we're talking about unreal situation, we should use would. That is
Yeah.
really useful, and we use it a lot. So
Hmm.
would is, I can say, the word that we normally use it when talking. So talking about hypothetical situation, or I don't know, when answering question. So we use would. For example, when I say, would you like coffee or tea? So you
Hmm.
can easily use would. So I would go for coffee. Or
Hmm.
for example, so I would think about changing my job. So it's like different. So would and second, if I had a chance, For example, if I could, I would change, or I wouldn't. So because it's not a real situation, it's better to use second conditional, and you know the structure, so I'm not going to talk about it. Well, and now we have two structures, that is present perfect and past simple. Okay, let's see. Of course, you know these two structures, you know how to use them, but you know they are different. But what is the difference between these two structures, okay, and how to use them? So first of all, let's talk about present perfect. So you know that the structure is subject, have or has, and past participle of verb. And you know, we use it when the action has a connection to the present. So, or in a period of time. And you know, when you don't want to mention an exact time in past. So, but about past simple, you talk about something that completely finished in the past. So you know that. And we know key differences between these two structures. So as I told you, it's like unspecified time for present perfect, but actually specific time for past simple. And as I told you, it's still relevant to present perfect, but of course past simple finished action. And we have some words: just, already, yet, ever, never, for, since. So let me write. So we have some words like just, already, yet, ever, never, and since, for. Okay, so they are the words that we normally use with present perfect. And of course, as I told you, because when we use past simple, we refer to a specific time in the past. So yesterday, last week, when I was, for example, younger. So we can use. And yeah, you can combine used to and past simple to talk about your past habits. Okay, like, you know, but you know that after used to, use base form, used to go, used to do, or no, you can use present perfect. Now let's see. Let me open the book. Okay, here. Well, so first of all, let's talk so you know which one is present perfect, which one is past simple. It's really easy. So let's do the first part. Decide if the tenses in bold are either present perfect or past simple. So the first one, is present simple or present perfect or past simple.
Yeah. The is.
Yeah.
Is present perfect.
Of course, has been set.
Yes.
Yeah. The next one.
Next one. Next one is present perfect.
Of course, we've hit a problem.
C is simple. Past simple.
Yeah.
The present perfect.
Yeah.
The present perfect. And F is past simple.
Yeah, of course. Well, now, for making question, when we use present perfect, when we use past simple. So when you have a general question, the first question normally comes in present perfect. When you want to ask someone about something, an experience in the past, because you don't refer an exact time or specific time in the past, it's better to use present perfect. Have you ever, or have you ever, you know, it's ever is the word that you use if you want to ask, you know, from like since past to now, okay, if there is any person or no, like have you visited, have you been, and the point is here. Let's talk about been to and been in. For example, have you ever been to Paris? Have you ever been in Paris? Do you know the difference between these two?
Mm, have you been to it's that visits and come back your country?
Perfect.
But yeah, but been in that means you live there.
Yeah, very good. So for longer period, yeah, of course, I do agree with you. Okay, now answer this question. Let's see. Which of the sentences in one refer to a present situation resulting from a past action we don't know or say when the action happened?
Mm.
So what do you think?
A present situation.
Well,
That mean that mean this at about the
so
fun
yeah,
the
a
fun
present situation resulting, it means
it
relevant
yes
to
yes
past and present, still true in present time. So of course we're talking about present perfect, and we
yeah
don't know or don't want to say. So this is present perfect. So of course, as you can see, we've hit a problem.
mm.
When, no matter when, just in the past, maybe yesterday, maybe 1 week ago. So this is number two. A finished past action, we know or say when it happened.
Yeah, it's a simple past simple.
Of course, something that has or hasn't happened during an unfinished period of time.
Sometimes that has happened during um sometimes that's it's
Yeah.
it's
On,
it
yeah,
I think it's present perfect.
definitely yes.
Yeah.
And let me show you something. What
And
does it mean?
how about the present perfect continuous?
I will talk about it. Just let me finish this part. Then we'll talk about present perfect continuous because they are different. We're talking about simple form. Look
Yeah.
at A. Up to now, the
Yeah.
launch date has been set for the 15th of November. So as you can see, this is an unfinished action, okay?
Yeah.
So when we say but about the first one, let me show you. For example, when we have a present situation resulting from past. Can you give me one example, showing one example from this A to F, okay, from the first part? Can you show me which one shows a present situation resulting from a past action? So which one?
From A to F.
Yeah, of course.
Mm, A
Okay,
and
and A and
D D.
D. Okay, A and D. So let's read. Up to now. So that is resulting. So this is different. A is something that has happened during an unfinished. What it means? Since past up to now, it's not finished. Still continue. Up to now, the
Yeah.
launch date has been set for the 15th of November. So this is something has happened during an unfinished period of time.
Yeah.
But about the first one, a present situation resulting, okay, look at B, we've hit a problem with the handset battery life. So this is the problem, okay, resulting. Or D is good. I've already received offers from various catering companies. So it's something that actually this is a present situation, okay,
Yeah.
resulting from a past action. So this, and we don't want to mention the time. So B and D are better examples, okay? And now, which words in sentence D and E mean that something has taken place earlier than expected, and we expect that something will take place? They're the
Some
words.
Something had taken place earlier than expected. I think it's ed. That mean because because he or her received the offer early than
course,
expected.
already. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
word already means you did something, or for example, something has happened earlier than you expect. Like, for
Yeah.
example, I say that, and yet, we use it in negative or question,
Yeah.
okay? And actually, if you use it in question, we are expecting or we are asking if something happened or not. So say, have
Yes.
you started yet? I'm asking,
Yes.
and you say, yeah, I've already started. It means
Yes.
before you expect, I've done. So you
Mm.
can use this word yet just for negative and question, and already, of course, is something happened earlier than you expect. Now, let's talk about present perfect simple and present perfect continuous. So you know the structure, so I'm not going to talk about it again. Have, has, past participle for simple form, and we have been, have or has been, and present, or okay, participle. So what is that? For example, when I say, I have visited my hometown, actually, we focus on the completion of an action or
Mm.
maybe the result of it. Okay. So when you want to describe your experiences, okay, or actions that happened,
Mm.
as I told you, on a specified time,
Yeah.
okay, or maybe the actions that finished but still relevant. So use simple form. For example, I say, uh, I've I've had or I've eaten my breakfast. It's
Mm.
finished action, okay? Because I'm no longer eating. It's finished, but I
Yeah.
don't want to mention. Or for example, I visited my hometown. Okay, so, or for example, I've traveled to your country, for example, 4 times. So this is something that I focused, that's somewhere that I visited, but is not in process. But when it comes, and you know that for present perfect simple, yet, already, just, never, for, so we use this word. Okay, now about continuous.
Yeah. But
This is, yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Could you write down the
Of
structure?
course, of
Uh,
course.
yeah.
First I want to explain, then of course I will. So what is this? Let me write. Okay.
Yeah.
So first, present, perfect, simple.
Yeah.
So first, completion of an action
Mm.
or the result of an action. Or, for example, to describe your experiences or actions
Mm.
that have happened at an unspecified time. And we know that, like, or we know that finished action, but still relevant to present. And we have like some words, just, already, yet, never, ever. So we use this word, okay? Now let's talk about present perfect continuous. As I told you, let me say, recently, this one, recently. I think yes. Okay. Well, I
For
should think
seen,
about
right?
this. Yeah. Simple.
For and seen for.
Yeah. Since I haven't. Yeah, of course. So we can say and so far. Since,
Yeah.
for, and so far, of course.
Yeah.
Up to now, so far. So since,
Mm.
for, so far,
Mm.
and like up to now. So different words. And
Yeah.
now let's talk about present perfect continuous. First of all, this is the process. When we say continuous, we refer to a process. This process can be continuous form of present, or when we refer the duration or how long something has been happening. So
Yeah.
we have ing form. So we can say that an action started in the past, still continuing, okay?
Yeah.
Or an action that have recently stopped, but again, relevant to present. What is that? For example, I say, I've been eating breakfast. I'm still eating. Or you late. I say,
Yeah.
oh, I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you for 20 minutes, still waiting. So I
Yeah.
don't say I have waited. When I say I have waited, it means I left the meeting. And then I text you and say, oh, for example, I waited for you for 20 minutes and
Mm.
now I want to stop the class.
Mm.
I'm still in class and I text you, oh, I've been waiting for you for 20 minutes and you
Mm.
hasn't joined yet.
Mm.
So this is the difference. It's still happening, still continuing.
Mm.
So let me write, that is present perfect continuous. First, okay.
Can you write the structure of present continuous?
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. I will write both of them. Just let me write here. So we have subject, have or has been, and what? Okay, ing. Like I have been waiting. This is the structure. But
Yeah.
here we don't have, we have only sub plus have or has and past participle. I have waited. For example, to talk about my job, I don't say I have taught English. I say I've been teaching because I'm
Yeah.
still teaching. So I've been teaching English for about 16 years. So it's something that I'm doing and it's in progress. So still continue. So I say I've been teaching. Okay. Or if I want to talk about my experience in the past, I say I've taught it. Okay, I've taught English for about, for example, 10 years or 15 years. Okay, so now something that started in the past. Okay, and this one still continue. Okay, this one.
Yeah.
Started and still continues. So the actions, continuing action.
Yeah.
So this way, well, let me say something that is really important. Sometimes native speakers, we use like present perfect when we can use present perfect continuous. But this is actually the way that we talk. This is conversation. Daily it's not actually if that it happens. Changing grammatical structures happen when talking, especially in casual context. So, but it's not something that, okay, this is a rule, but it happens. So again, first, present perfect simple, focus on result or completion. So as I told you, focus on result or completion of an action. What is this? Okay, completion of an action. That is finished action. For example, I say, have you ever traveled? Okay, you say yes. This is your experience. You say yes, I have. For example, I've traveled to different countries. But when I say continuous form, okay, it's like process, or duration. Okay.
Yeah.
For example, I say, have you ever like read Harry Potter books? And you have to answer. You can say, yes, I have. I think I've read recently, finished. Now you can answer this way. Yes, I have. I've been reading that book. It means still reading. I started and still reading. Is it clear?
Yes.
Very good. Okay, well, now let's see. Well, okay, here. Which of these time expressions can we use with the past simple, present perfect, with either, but on the what circumstance? So let's see. Up to now, present perfect or simple past?
Present perfect.
Okay, so first let's choose, okay, present perfect, yes, and so far?
Present perfect.
Okay, or this way. And we have the next one, since or last meeting. Since, present perfect, definitely present perfect, since or last meeting. And in last month, yeah.
But just since our last meeting, it equal to exactly time in the past.
No, because
Can
we
you
say since
can we?
from that time up to now. Since means from. So, for example, since I was 6. Since from I was 6 up to now. So this is actually not like specific time in the past.
Yeah.
From specific point in the past to now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the last month. Yeah.
It does from our last meeting that definitely simple past. But
Since or yeah, of course.
it will be past present perfect, right?
Yeah, present
Yeah.
perfect. Since, of course.
Yeah, clear. In the last month is used for past simple.
Yeah, of course. Well, this one in last month. In last month, so what do you think about this one? So you said it's
but it's last month is so range so wide.
So in the last month can be used for both. We normally say, okay, past simple, but we can also use it in present perfect. You know, there are some expressions that can be used. For example, when I say this morning, okay, this is past simple. Of course, we use it, but we also use it if we refer to an unfinished, okay, so a period of time. You can say, oh, for example, today. Or so this, you know, they are, when I say, for example, in the last month, okay, but how? For example, if you are talking about something or a day, specific time, okay, of the month, you might use, for example, I don't know, past simple. But I say, for example, we have, or for example, I've had, I don't know, many students. So in the last month, okay? So it can be like, you know, this is the last month, but this is the duration of last month. But when I say, okay, for example, normally, I say, normally we use it in past simple, but we can use, For example, we sold, okay, I don't know, like $1 million in the last month. So this is past simple normal, but we have sold, so it's your choice. Some phrases can be used for past simple and present perfect, but it depends how you use it. So if you use this one, like today, this morning, or in the last month, so you can use past simple or present perfect. Okay, so both are correct, but generally we use it for past simple. So in the last month, both today.
Today I think it should be present perfect.
Both of them, of course.
Yeah.
If this is night, now, for example, we had a class today. We had the class. It's finished, and I can say we had. Or, of course, you can use it again. For example, or I can say, oh, for example, I worked a lot today. It means since morning up to now. So both of them, yes. And the next one?
Simple, past simple.
Okay, last week. Normally, of course, but again, maybe you can use it in present perfect, but it's okay. Yes. Yeah.
It look like in the last month, right?
Yeah, of course, definitely in the last month. And a couple of weeks ago, but let me say something. Last week, just let me say something that is really, you can, but if I want to compare this and this, I say this mostly because this is in the last month or so but this one is last week. So because this one is more specific, mostly for past simple, but of course, well, and the next one.
A couple of weeks ago, it's present perfect.
No, this is past simple. A couple, if you say since ago, it's okay. Yeah, but a couple of weeks ago, finished and past simple. This morning.
Oh, yeah. This morning, I think it's both.
Yeah, I do agree. Yeah. And yesterday?
Simple, past simple.
Of course, definitely yes. And just today?
Today is present perfect.
Okay, present perfect.
Right.
Okay, until now, of course, because it means until now, of course. Just.
Present perfect.
Okay, and the last one, over the last few months. Over the last few months.
Present perfect.
Of course. Yeah. Yes, very good. Well, okay, so, okay, let's keep going. Do you have any questions related to this part?
No, I don't.
Okay, very good. Well, let's keep going. 5 most common, let's see, of course, we have nothing to do here. This is a practice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well. 5 most common problems on project. I want to ask you, what are the most common problems on project before we read this part?
The first thing is over budget.
Yeah.
Second thing is not met deadline.
Oh, of course, not to meet deadline.
The second thing, the third is not met the quality of the quality.
Yeah. Just this is meet. That is really important because not met is okay. Yeah.
Not meet the quality standard.
Yeah. Which one is the most important, you think?
Yeah, I think in my viewpoint, I think I think the budget very important because the project manager should be have to control the cost and control the budgets of
Yeah.
yeah. And so not only budget, I think, but uh, but deadline and quality also very important.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, okay. Let's talk about this one. But before it, actually, I'm going to give you some tips about pronunciation because that is really important. So you know that there are some words in English that we have short or long E. So what
Yeah,
is that? For example, and you know, for example, we have this too, maybe the most common, look at this, that is really important. For example, this one and this one. Could you read these two words, please?
ship and sheep.
Ah, ship. That is really important because normally people make mistake and the meaning of word is totally changed. So I
Yeah,
think it's not bad because this word is really important. So let's talk about it briefly. You know, we have some rules for
yeah,
short, like, I don't know, a bit or
yeah,
sit, and we have seat. So they
yeah.
are different. So let's talk about them.
So,
Actually, we have if we have a consonant, okay,
yeah,
like for example, T, like S, like P, like G, and before it, we have letter I. So the first one, I'm talking about short,
mm,
okay? What is that? We have before a consonant, like bit, sit, okay? So this is
yeah,
the first rule. So if you have letter I and then we have a consonant P, S, T, anything, okay? And if we have letter I between two consonants, look,
yeah,
the next one, between two consonants. This is not mint, this is mint, mint. So it's
mm,
short, mint. We
mm,
have M and N, two consonants, and I is between these two. Or for example, stick, okay, T and C. I is between T and C.
yeah,
And of course, we have like, you know, some syllables, like we say they are unaccented. Like for example, family, family, family,
mm,
animal. So actually they are like unstressed, family, unstressed, not a stressed syllable. So we can say, what about long A? That is really important. Of course, we say I mean, okay. For example, we have different like this. Look, when we have sheep, okay,
mm,
that is really important. Or for example, AI,
mm,
okay?
yeah,
So there are different words that you need to know. And let me say something, the difference between if we pronounce it as I or E. Now,
mm.
let's talk about first, before I talk about long A, could you please give me some examples of short A?
Sorry,
Short A.
short e, uh, short e. Uh, yeah, I see in the alphabet in pronunciation. I see.
Yeah.
They always show the example that ship and shape.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Very good. So we have double E. Just, you know, let me
Mm.
say, when you say short, this one, I mean E. Just you need to, because we have another one that is I. Here, I mean this E. Okay, the sound E. Now, let's see. When
Mm.
we have double E,
Yeah,
you should, yeah,
can you give me 1 minute to
of course,
answer the yeah
sure.
the phone? Yeah. Okay, I'm back.
Okay, well, so the first one, as I told you, is like double E. Now we have another pattern that is IE. For example, I say believe. Okay, believe, IE. So, or piece of paper, piece. So this is long E. Okay, we have unstressed syllable. So unstressed syllable. Okay, and of course, ending in Y. For example, pretty, happy, city. This is long. Oh, thank you. My share is getting crazy. No, I'm talking here. To him. Okay. Well, and the next one, of course, we have another. So these two are some rules. Of course, there are lots of rules. Okay, we have some words from French or other, but for now, it's better to know that, there are some patterns. I don't want to make you confused, so I don't want to explain more because there are more than these rules. But for now, you should know that the difference between long and short E is really important because it can change the meaning of the word. So, yeah, the way that we say is really important. Well, now let's keep going with the rest of our unit. And of course, I will give you more rules the next session. If you want, we can keep going with the rules if you don't get confused. I think it's a little maybe.
Yeah, I have tried some pronunciation alphabet, so it hard for me because I just want to say about my story.
Of course.
I'm from a center province of Vietnam, so I moved to Hanoi, that's the capital of Vietnam. It's the north of Vietnam.
Course.
So you know the mother tongue from my province and Hanoi are very different. So although I lived there 20 years ago, but for now I have to be to try the Hanoi accent. Yeah, I think that try to be influent in English and try to be nice as accent of Hanoi. Very difficult for me. Yeah.
Of course, it's really normal. Exactly the same. When I want to talk, for example, Vietnamese, of course, it's really difficult because the way that we say letters is totally different. First of all, I want to say something. Your pronunciation is understandable. That is really important. But of course, we're trying to add something, okay? Because now you are considered as, for example, a good level in English. Now for example, we focus on more, but that is really normal. That of course you shouldn't. So you are not native like me, that I'm not, for example, native Vietnamese. So whenever and whatever I try, I can't. So it's really difficult. The way that, for example, as I told you before, sometimes I try to say some words or names, but I can't because the way that we say is different from the way that you pronounce. But these rules, it's not, for example, stress. So it's not bad to learn step by step because you need. Now you can speak very well. So you need to add more to your speech. So, but totally, your pronunciation is totally understandable and, of course, clear. Wow. So, about this, as I told you, we have more rules, like, for example, EA, IA. If you need, I can explain all them now. If no, I can divide them into different parts, and every session, I will give you a part of it. So it's your choice. Now, for example, we have more pattern about long E and short E.
Yeah, I think it very important for me because I think that if I can pronunciation in a good in a word, I think it easily for me to understand and to remember.
Of course.
And easy to write down them
Of
when
course.
yeah.
Definitely yes. So let me give you more. We have another pattern that is EA.
Yeah.
EA, like team, team. Or for example, peace, okay? This one is important. So EA spelling is another. And we have IE, I told you, okay? And E at the end of open syllable. What is this? Look at these words. For example, me, she. This is one part, one syllable, but it's open syllable. Or he. So we don't say he. So they're long E. So they are the rules. And you know, of course, we have some Latin words like machine. Okay, they are French Latin words like machine or eunuch. Okay, so they are some other, but we have rules. Long E, double E spelling, EA spelling, IE spelling, and E at the end of open syllable. I just type here. Short E, like it's not E, like okay? We have first, as I told you, between two consonants, or we have before a consonant, or unstressed syllable. Let me write unstressed syllable. So unstressed syllable. For example, family, family. Fa is stress, milling family. Or, for example, begin, begin. It's not begin, begin. So yeah, of course. So short E pronounced as like ship, bit, sit. Long E is pronounced as E, like sheep, team, peace, me. Okay? Well, for example, let's compare. Look. This one, could you read this two? And this one. Please read these two words.
Lip.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Now.
Feel.
Perfect.
Yeah. Sit. Sit.
Sit. Just this is not set, because set is something. This is sit. Sit, seat. Perfect. So when you say, please seat here, if you say, please seat here, I'm like, seat? You need a chair? You need somewhere? But you say, please sit. Of course, let me say, we understand. That is the point. If you talk to native, they understand. Because we know, we expect. For example, we say, please sit. I say, okay, I expect for a verb. So I know that you mean sit. But why not? It's better to make it better, because sometimes, especially when you talk quickly or when we try to communicate with other people, it can be a bit challenging. So there are the rules. Do you have any questions related to this one?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I just try by myself to
of course.
practice more.
Yeah, of course.
Because sometimes when I say a little bit quick, so I didn't remember any rule.
But you have the recording, so don't. I will send them. Of course, you can check the recording, and I will send you a screenshot. You can have the rules, because they're really, and you know, we have, let me, if I can find it, we have a book that's named Ship or Sheep. This is the name of the book, and that is really good book for pronunciation. So that's really good. And for example, I use it to teach my students like pronunciation if they want to improve the pronunciation. But I will, every session, I will give you some rules, some good rules that will be really helpful. So for example, next session, I will give you the words that spell the same but pronounced differently. So for example, look at this.
So I think we can redesign about the unsection. that we may use 15
Of course.
15 minutes for pronunciation rule and
Very
practice.
good.
So
I do agree.
yeah, for 45 minutes we can
Of
we can
course.
follow the book. Yeah.
Of course. So 45 minutes for your book, and we follow our usual actual schedule with your book, and 15 minutes just focusing on pronunciation and, learning some tips step by step, because
Yeah.
there are lots of rules that will be really helpful when talking, because of
Yeah.
course you need.
If you give me the book that's pronunciation, I can
Of
I
course.
can see it before the class, or I can see it when I have free time. I think it's very
Of
useful.
course, I will. Of course, I will send it. You can
Yeah.
have the book,
Yeah.
but what I teach you is not only from book. So
Yeah.
I will teach you something that we use. For
Yeah.
example, look at this word. Could you read this word, please?
Tear.
Ah, very good. It can be tear, but it also can be ter. So they have two
Yeah.
different words.
Yeah. Yeah.
So two different with the meaning of spelling the same, tear and tear, but
Yeah.
pronunciation different and the meaning is different. If you say
Yeah.
tear, like cry, if you say tear, like actually
Yeah.
tearing paper, so they're different. So we will talk about them, don't worry, step by step. But I will
Yeah.
send you the book and
Yeah.
rules and you can check them. Well, let's see. Now let's move on. If there is no question related to the pronunciation, we can keep going with this word.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, okay. 5 most common problems on project. Not enough planning time.
Mm-hmm.
Lack of planning at the start of project will always result in changes later on. Eating
Mm.
up time and money. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Uh,
And
I,
yeah,
I I have a question.
sure.
Eating up time and money. So
Consuming,
so
overuse.
so that is yeah waste
Of
waste
course,
and money, right?
of course. When you say it's like
Mm.
overuse of something, okay, we
Mm.
can say using a lot of, it's kind of wasting, of course.
Mm.
So we can, yeah,
Yeah.
this is overuse or
Yeah.
use a lot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And breakdowns can, so communication breakdowns, so breakdowns can occur between the teams, individuals within teams, third-party suppliers, and end user. So what do you think about this one?
Yeah. I think it usually occurs during develop develop the project. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
of course.
communication very important, because every individual and every person or every member
Yeah,
in team should be clear about the goal and clear about the meaning of the project, and
of
how
course.
to communicate each other and how to talk each other.
Of
Yeah.
course, and unfortunately, yeah, it can happen as we can read here. So, but when team members, or for example, because when people fail to understand each
Mm.
other, it
Mm.
can it can be about, I don't know, you have a technical issue and you need to talk to a colleague. But if you can't, that is
Mm.
actually, I can say, this miscommunication.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, can be really important, maybe the most important.
Yeah.
And unrealistic budget, ineffective, yeah, forecasting means you run out of money, departments fall behind, resources are slow to arrive, and
Yeah.
project goes out of control.
Mm.
So this is another problem.
Yeah.
Of course, we have 2 others, but there is no time to talk about, so we skip this one, and the next
Yeah.
session, of course, we talk about it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, have a fruitful working day and See you on Friday at 7:30. Yeah, Friday was 7:30. Yeah, of course. Okay, so
it's
yeah.
terrible.
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
wait. I
Yeah.
will wait. Yeah, so let me see because I have another students after you, and
Yeah.
again another, so I couldn't change
Yeah.
our schedule on Friday, but I tried.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. I know.
of course.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Have a great time. Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah. Goodbye.
Goodbye.